So in Android, so there are many things are there in this versions. So starting with Cupcake. So Android Cupcake has some features and some drawbacks. So this Cupcake has introduced, this version has introduced in the market in April 2009. But as I told yesterday, so yesterday I told this is Android first version has released in 2008 in a market, right? But why now this came? This means why we are not discussing about the 2008 version. So as I told yesterday, so that is a 2008 version is an application, not a, it's an operating system. So just a minute. Sorry. So that is an application. So not that is an Android operating system. As I told in 2009, the Android team has succeeded with an operating system, right? So because of that is the reason. So we are considering the features also from 2009 onwards. What is the version has released in the market? So that is the Cupcake. So this Cupcake has some features. So that is on-screen keyboard. Right now, what is the keyboard we are using in our mobiles? So that on-screen keyboard we are using here in this. Then next in this auto rotation option is available, like portrait to landscape and landscape to portrait. So that feature is available here. This. So we can able to do that landscape to portrait and portrait to landscape. We can able to do that. That is available here. This. And the next is the copy paste option that is only available in browser. But now in our mobiles, whatever we have this mobiles, that we can able to see everywhere. But here it is working on only in a browser. And after that, this version has some of the widgets like analog clock, calendar, music player, search. So these all are the widgets this has. So the next version. So wherever you have any question, so you can ask me those. I'll guide you. I mean, I'll update you if you I'll resolve your question. So in the next version, in the same year, that is after 6 months, September 2009. So the features is like you can use the quick search functionality. So you can search quickly like contact search and other app search. So that is available. And virtual private network setup, VPN setup also available. And the next is the voice search. So user can able to use the voice search, like right now we are using how the voice search we are using. So that kind of feature we can use here. Next is the battery indicator, like whenever the battery is low, high, like 50%, 20%, the color changing, right? So that kind of indicator, this is available here. Next is the faster booting. So the OS level faster booting is available here. This so means compare previous version. Whenever we are restarting the device, that can be a little bit slow, but in this version, it is a speed compared to the previous version. And after this, operating system has released, right? So because of the reason, here they released the Google Play Store. So some of the apps are updated in Play Store, so that people can install those applications in their mobile. So that is introduced here. This. The next is a gesture animation. So like gesture animation means like it is a sensor based animation. Like if I rotate my mobile left, right, or swipe left, up and down, so some kind of activities it will perform. So that gesture animation feature has introduced in this version. So in these two versions, there are no major drawbacks. So then next version, Eclair, that is also in the same year 2009 after 1 month. So here the features are, so Bluetooth option has enabled in this version, and typing speed has increased. Previously because of the virtual keyboard, typing is a little bit slow, but here the speed has increased here. This next is the dictionary option has enabled here. Dictionary option has enabled. Then calendar events has added here. Next, zoom in, zoom out feature also introduced in this version. So zoom in, zoom out feature is introduced in this version. That is only in a browser. Zoom in, zoom out option is only available in a browser. Next is this is not supported for the Adobe. So Adobe is nothing but, so nowadays this Adobe is nothing but it's a only PDF, right? PDF, Flash, Adobe Flash. So such kind of things. This version is not supporting this. And then after after 6 months, the next version has released. That is in 2010. The Pro version has released. So here the features are. So it is a support for the Adobe. So means whatever the previous version issue, that is resolved here. And day and night mode. So like now we have this day mode, night mode mobile we can set up, right? So that kind of feature has introduced here. And device policy manager has introduced, like where user can save the passwords and all with the security. So that means user can do with policy manager acceptance. With policy manager acceptance, it will be saved securely. So that feature has introduced. Then crash analytics reports, like as I told yesterday. So when you upload your application in a Play Store, so something is happened for your application has crashed in between. So you cannot analyze that why this app is crashed. But as a developer, you will get the mail, so and so version, so and so that is issue. With that issue, it is crashed. So that report we will get here. This next is the hotspot. So that hotspot feature also introduced, where user can share the mobile data. That hotspot feature also introduced. Next is the better browser experience. So previously compared to the previous, now the browsing experience is good, means browsers has speed. Then after, no internet calling. Here they got one drawback. So that is internet calling is not supporting. So those days internet calling is means nothing but it's a Skype kind of thing. So that is not supporting those days, but now it will support for all. So now the next is the version is Gingerbread. So that is in 2010. So the Gingerbread has introduced. So here the features are UI updated. As of now, they're not concentrated anything on a UI. So here the UI related features are updated. The next is the internet calling as introduced here. Internet calling, like previously, this is the issue, right? So that issue has resolved in this version. The next is the copy paste option everywhere. So user can copy paste the data everywhere. That is introduced here. This, and it supports the third-party keyboards also. Previously, user cannot install any third-party keyboards. Now user can install the third-party and they can use that. So that is introduced in this. Next is the 3D motion sensors. So this 3D motion sensors also introduced in this, like same sensor based sensors as introduced. Next is the one of the major thing here. So that is data encryption and decryption feature has introduced in this version. So that is introduced here. This, so that is encryption and decryption. So that feature we can able to here. It means user can save the data with the encrypted format and he can retrieve the data while decryption. So that feature has introduced here. So the next, not supporting for the multi-core process. So it is not supporting for the multi-core process. So what is the issue with the multi-core processor? So the multi-core processor issue is nothing but here. So I'll tell you, because this is almost in December 2010. As I told, from 2011 onwards, so many manufacturers came into this. So with those people, they tested with this application with the different users. So then they got an issue. So what is the issue? What is the issue with that? So that got the multi-core issue, because as of now they tightly coupled with the HTC. So what is the hardware the HTC people are using? They are tested with that only. So but here in a 2010 end, other people has came. So then they got that issue, but they resolved that issue within a 3 months of time. So next version, so it supports the multi-core processor, but it supports only for the tablets, not for the other. Why? Because so those days mobiles and tablets has major change, because so that is a first mobile, and those days mobiles are the very less configuration, but this is a high configuration and more space, so and more screen size, a high resolution. Because of this all the things, it is supported, but previous one it is not supported. So then they announced that has, so if you want to come with Android, you should come with the minimum of hardware this specification. They announced that. So then next version onwards, it is working properly. So because the hardware configuration has set up done. Next, action bar as introduced. Action bar means like this kind of in app, and the top it will come like this. When we are developing application, I'll show you that what is action bar. Next is the live streaming. It is supporting for the live streaming also. Then after ice cream sandwich, after 9 months, it is released in 2011. So here a user can create a home screen folder. In the home screen, we can create a home screen folder, like you can create a folder and you can push the applications, which applications you want on the screen. You can push those applications in a single screen. That. So the next, virtual button on UI. So user can create a virtual buttons on a user interface. So where you can create the shortcuts and all that you can create. And swipe to clear notification, like when you swipe like left to right, right to left, all the notifications are clear. And the screenshot, when you take the screenshot, that user can able to share the screenshot, that is introduced. And the next is the network sharing. So user can share the network to other people. So that feature means this network sharing already previous version it is available, right? So that is the art part. So that is introduced again, that updated here, happened here. Next is the jelly beans. So in a jelly beans, here we have this is on to June 2012. So here it is autocomplete text view, like this is a Google search where we are searching that it will come inside. So that is autocomplete text view. And the next is the smoother user interface. So smoother interface is updated and it has supported for the multi-language. Next is the location accuracy. So from here it will support the multi-language also, and the location accuracy also as introduced in this version. Next, so 13 September, KitKat version has released. So here also again the previous feature from every version, whatever the issues with the previous versions, so those issues has resolved, and any new features as came, that features has introduced in every version. Like in this version, so the battery management previously it was already there, so that is enhancement has done here. Next is the OK Google. So this OK Google feature, like previously the voice search is right, that is OK Google has changed. Next is the cloud storage. So where user can store the cloud storage like images and other things. Whenever you want to upload, you can directly auto backup to the cloud. So that feature has introduced here. Next is the cloud printer has introduced here, like where user can connect with the Wi-Fi printer. So that feature has introduced. Then multitasking, user can perform multitasking in this application. So that is introduced in this. Next is the Lollipop. So the Lollipop is in October 14. The Lollipop version has here. This is the 64-bit architecture. So here the smart TV and watches. So it can support for the means the completely architecture has changed in a Lollipop. So this is as of now it is 32-bit. Now it is a 64-bit architecture has changed. So this version has support for the smart TV and watches also. Then more security because of the 64-bit architecture, it is more secure. And the settings, you can what you want, you can do that, like quick settings. So if you want some options in a quick settings, you can add, and if you want to delete some quick options, you can delete that. So no other features in this because complete architecture has changed. Only they concentrated mostly on the architecture part, not changed anything. Then after Marshmallow. So this Marshmallow has introduced in 2015. So in this, based on the 64-bit architecture, so majorly design changes has updated. Then OK Google feature has also updated. Previously it was there, right? So that is updations is happened here. Next is the File Explorer feature has introduced. So this File Explorer feature is nothing but like where user can access the how many video files are there, how many audio files are there, how many images are there, like that kind of we can access that. That is a File Explorer. And the battery indicator previously also there. For that enhancements is happened, like in a within the battery percentage number will shown, like that kind of features as introduced in this. Next is the security permissions, like when user open the application, it is asking that allow location permission, allow contacts permission. So that kind of things it is asking here. So previously also it is taking the your data, means it is accessing your application, your location, it is accessing your contacts also without your permission. But from this version onwards, must it is asking user permission. As for the user permission only, this is updating. That is here. Then after this, the next version is the Nagout. So in Nagout, so this is June 2016. So here battery indicator similar. This is already the previous version feature that is updated here. The next is the notifications as introduced here. The next is the data saver mode, like where user can select the data saver mode, like after 10 o'clock data cannot be accessible, like that user can set up the data, and whenever your data reach the 50 MB, then it will give some kind of alert. So that we can do here this. Next is the quick settings. So user can do the quick settings menu, like user whatever you want in a quick settings that you can do. And copy paste option is available everywhere now. Previously it was only in a browser, but now you can do wherever you want. You can copy paste that. And the display related, like it is supported from very low watch to TV level, means very low to high resolution. It can support this. And user can create the app shortcuts in a desktop. User can create app shortcuts in desktops. And next is the enhanced File Explorer. So the File Explorer feature is already previously that is enhanced. And nowadays the Bluetooth is very important because everyone are using the single jack Bluetooth. So that supports here, it is introduced here with a single jack. User can support this. Then next is the emergency info. So like whenever your mobile has in some dangerous zone, so that kind of emergency info it will give, like your battery is going to corrupt and your battery is going to shut down. So that kind of emergency info it will give that. So in this case, either it will give information. If you agree with that, sometimes any crashes will happen, any new versions will come. So that kind of emergency info it will give. If really it wants to restart, it can restart, and it can while restarting that. So those kind of issues will resolve. And user can set up the night mode. And if you like tablets, TVs and all, where is the possibility is there, you want to connect with the physical keyboards, you can connect the physical keyboard and you can do the some kind of activity. So that these are the features up to 7. But why I came up to this quickly, there is a reason to go through this features quickly. From next version onwards, we will go each and every point in detail. Why? Because from those version onwards, it is very, very important because presently the development will start from Android this Nago to the next features. Because of that's the reason we need to understand each and every feature in detail. Also, this versions has more than 10 features in each version. So because of the Android 8.0, around 25 features we have. Next 13, 14, like that, every version has more than 10 features. So those we will discuss in detail in our next class. So you have any questions? Have any questions? Okay, so this is the first week, right? So directly we will connect on Monday. After next week onwards, we will have the classes on Saturday also, but tomorrow we don't have class. Directly we'll connect on Monday.